to lead the room? You want to do the introduction and all that?
Well, we can let Rich do his thing, as far as starting and stuff, unless you guys want to, but
Yeah, we just figured if you're the one that kind of knows more about what Richard does and how he operates, so you might just introduce him, who he is, who you are, that kind of stuff. If you take,
okay, gotcha.
yeah,
Well,
maybe,
I introduce myself. I can't explain what Rich does. Rich is a magician.
Yeah, I'll explain it myself. All right,
He's a magician. I call him a magician.
Oh, I love it, dude. Okay, this is gonna be a good one. I'm excited, man. Yeah, if you just want to introduce yourself and then Rich, 2 seconds, 2 seconds, and we'll rock and roll.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, my name is Rich. I'm here in South Florida. I work for an investment firm, and we market for land, houses, and properties, just like you guys. So when you guys have a problem, we all have the same problem pretty much. So I'm into technology because I'm audio engineer. Before I was doing audio engineering. Now I'm into running CRM, Podio, automated. That's all I really do on my day-to-day basic, I notice. So because of that, I kind of have like this tech field for things. So that's how I managed to solve my problems with any things we have, like A2P10 DLC, marketing problems, registry problems. So that's all I really do every day. And from there, that's how I was able to solve the Andre problem and other people problem, get their campaign approved and verified.
Dude, okay, so Daniel works on the backside, so Daniel's the kind of my tech support on my end. So I think Daniel might have better questions than me on this side, dude. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys for coming on and hanging out with us like always. If this helps anybody in any which way, then we'd want them to be able to reach out to you, and we'll put you down in the show notes and all that stuff, and let us know.
Yeah, definitely. I have a company called SoftLink IQ. It's a company I started just to focus on CRM integration and any CRM problem you have, like Podio, Go High Level, HiveMind, all of them. I've used all of them. And if you have anything you want to integrate CRM with each other, I'm familiar with Zapier. So pretty much I'm familiar with integration in a nutshell, instead of going into technical details. And I'm only studying more, so I'm only getting better at it. So I like to progress. So yeah, so you can reach out to my company at SoftLink IQ, submit a ticket, if you have any technical problems, and then I'll look into it. And especially in regards to the 10 DLC situation, so I can set it up and also follow up with you every day, all the way till your campaign get approved. So that's like one of the services I can provide.
So let's talk about texting a little bit. So a lot of people, they're worried about texting being affected with the 10 DLC regulation. What are people having to do as far as adjust register date? Like what are like the basic steps for people? Because I think a lot of people are scared of the regulation in general. I'm personally not scared of it. I think it's going to weigh out. It might inflict people out of the market. I think recessions push people out of the market, but I think people that adapt to it can harness it, because I think there's more opportunity in general.
Yeah, that is true. That is true, because it'll be more legit. Because if you're trying to commit scam, you won't really want to use SMS marketing. So the people would be using SMS marketing would be legit company. So pretty much the goal is to be fully comply. By comply, you have to follow all the regulation and the compliance they're talking about, like be transparent as far as send your information, like your EIN numbers and stuff and so on. You guys have probably experienced it when you fill out the information on the website, in the lead connectors and in the, what do you call it, in the phone department, in the phone numbers department, where you have to fill out your EIN information and stuff like that. All right, yeah, but for some reason you just keep failing. I keep noticing on our end with lead connector, but I have this method I do where I make sure I follow it. I do my due diligence work. It's kind of like the same way the lead connector does it, but I do it manually myself and make sure it approved. But the same information lead connector needs from you, I gather that and do it manually. Like,
so what are some things that people have to do to like make sure their opt-in forms are set up properly?
Yeah, your opt-in form is subbed in properly. Your website is comply. You need a website that has to comply. I set that up for everyone who reached out to me. I make sure the languages is on the website. the proper languages they were asking for from from A2P policies regulation. And after that, I make sure when I submit your form, the languages is exactly what it should be. And yeah, no, just basic, just keep it simple. You know,
I got you. So some things people are gonna have to have is opt-in form.
I've
How
been,
how are us as investors supposed to adapt to not having opt-in form? Because I think most investors here pull a list in some way, shape, and form. Is it just having the where people can opt in and we still use our list, or is it one of those things where they have to opt in order to text?
that's something we'll figure out in 6 months from now. I like to think. I'm still thinking about that. I think about that every day. That's what I'm at. That's why I ask myself, because that or you know, is it you know, it's a tricky question. You know, there's a fine gray line. But I'll give, I don't want to give, I don't have an answer for that yet, to be
Okay.
honest.
Okay. So right now there's no answer for that. So
There's no answer for that technically. Yeah, I just managed to solve the technical aspect of the system. But in terms of the legal aspect, I'm not a lawyer. I can't give you an answer on that, you know?
Okay. So we don't have an answer for that, but
Yeah.
you need to opt in just to pass regulation.
Yeah, just to pass regulation, you need to opt in. You need I'll set you up, and also I'm learning more about the toll-free number. There's not a lot of restriction on the toll-free number side as well.
I didn't know
So
that.
yeah, I didn't know that either. I learned something new about this every week, and it gets me excited because I'm always happy to grow and progress from it, you know? So I'm learning about how the toll-free can be implemented in marketing as well. Like I just registering the number, see what happened when it goes through. Then after that, I'll probably just use it just like we do a regular SMS, you know, and see how it works. Do I really need the opt-in language or not? Maybe I do, but maybe I don't. I'll find out as well as I go. It's new regulation. You have to adapt, you know.
Okay, so for everybody who has questions, put it in the chat. We'll answer questions live. This is live. We're here right now, 100%. So you need to opt in. You need to register with your LLC.
Register.
You can register as a sole proprietorship too, right? If you don't have a business per se.
Well, the sole proprietor don't really work. It always fails. I noticed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not I for me, you know, when I set it up, it always fails. But
Okay.
I
So
guess they're getting
having an
more strict.
LLC will get you approved quicker.
Yeah, you need a LLC, and it'll definitely approve quicker. And you also need a website.
Okay, so website, and then are you providing like the SMS submission messages or opt-in requirements? Are you providing all that stuff when you're submitting information to be approved?
Yeah, I do. The opt-in messages I usually do. I just like Lead Connector, I sent all of those information in.
Okay, so you're gonna need a website opt-in. Does it have to be like a checkbox, or does it have to have like terms of service, or is it like
It has to be a checkbox, and also you need your terms and condition and policy to be legit. You need a good terms and condition policy with the terms on your website with the checkbox as well. So I set that up for all my clients, so they don't have to worry about their terms and condition and policy, because they read those information as well.
Okay, so they're going through your terms of service.
They
Make sure you
go
have a
through-
checkbox. You
Yeah,
have to have a LLC preferably to get approved.
to get approved, yes.
You have to have your messaging, what you're messaging. You have to have a reply stop to unsubscribe message in your messaging in general. And then you're gonna need what's another thing I'm gonna need, or what you're gonna need. How do people, like, let's say they don't want to use it, like they're DIY people. What's the trouble of doing it yourself? Because I think a lot of people are like, yeah, I'll figure it out. But people get
Well,
denied. It's like a 6-7 day waiting process.
it's more like a 2-3 weeks process, I feel like.
Oh
It
man.
gets taking longer. I if you want to do it yourself, you can do it yourself. Be my guest. I don't want to say not to do it yourself because you know, it's you have to you have to do it to get it approved. But if it gets approved, it gets approved. If it does it, it does it. But then you have to do it again. Then the wait. I right now there's 8 clients I'm working with, and I'm working on getting their A2P approved. Every day I'm on it. That's me. That's my mission is to get all their A2P approved. And I've noticed the long wait. One of my clients just got approved last week. He hasn't bothered me, so that means he's getting his SMS going through. That's good, you know. So I want them to bother me because I get on it. You know, that's what I stress myself about. Guess my natural stress level. But still, I my goal is to get it approved, and I learn new technique every day as I get it approved. So if someone figure it out, that would be great because I know some people who got it approved actually, and I've seen some, but a lot of people they just don't get it approved, and I just go the manual route. And what I do is I make sure all your information is up to date. I make sure I have everything, and I submit it, and I make sure it's the proper information, and it gets approved. That's how I got it with my brother and DeAndre, and I just duplicate that method over and over and over. You know.
I would just want to say, like, when I got suspended, or my account got suspended around like late January, I got to Ritch, and then he basically did his magic in February. And, you know, we're in August now. I haven't had any issues since February. Like, I'm just shocked. Like, it's like I'm sending out a campaign and I'm like, God, please don't let me get blocked again, you know? But everything's been cool. I've been in compliance or following with, you know, everything. So it's like the stress of the messages going out, I don't experience it no more. So now I'm like, dude, if he could do this for me, he could do this for anybody, because it's the same. We're all having, like you said, we're all having the same problems. So you know, I think he's the guy for it. Like, I thought when my account was suspended, I thought I was like, yeah, I'm done. I said I'm never gonna text again. I was like, it's over. And then I hit up Daniel, and then he's like, we got to make you another account. And I'm like, all right, great. That account gets suspended. He like, we got to make you another account. I'm like, dude, I got 3 accounts. I can't keep doing this, man. 3 accounts. So I'm like, Ritch, help me.
So I want to talk about that too with Dre. So Dre got locked out, and Dre's major strategy, I don't know if he's pivoted recently, but it was all texting. And Dre's been using Timeline for a while. Sorry about that. Dre's been using us for a while. So when Dre got locked out, I'm like, oh no, I didn't know how to help him. I really didn't, because the only solution I know was just to give people more accounts. So this is how I handled it. So I had clients that use multiple texting strategy or multiple accounts, because most texting accounts have limits of how many people you can text. So how I would help them is I would just give them 10 accounts or 5 accounts, however much they needed, and then they would text from those accounts. So people would use multiple accounts to text, and then have like one admin account to kind of get flow and all that stuff. So that's kind of how I set it up. And then Dre got locked out, and I was trying to help out Dre. And
yeah, I remember.
I was trying to help out Dre, and I just couldn't get him. I couldn't get him going, man. So
yeah, he just reached out to me, and I just I'm hearing a noise in the background.
all right,
I had to remove that guy. I'm sorry. I think he was doing it on purpose, I swear. But it's okay.
I posted to Twitter, so there might be any random stranger could hop on here. So feel free to boot them, man.
That's funny. I remember when DeAndre had. Honestly, I don't remember what I did.
No, you don't remember because it's Ritch. You're a coder, man. It's natural for you. It's all natural for you.
I did learn. I did took a few coding class. I learned JavaScript, HTML, CSS, just basic stuff. And then currently I'm learning Python, but then I got caught up with work. And then ever since then, I've been taking a pause on Python. It's been like a month, but I'm gonna get back. But like I said, I just get into the technical aspect and try to solve it. I like to solve. I like to solve things.
I
You know,
got you.
it's
So one thing I really want to hit on is Adrian had a problem. I couldn't solve it, and Rich figured it out because he doesn't even remember what he did. That's the crazy part. He didn't know what he did. So now Dre using one account now, I'm guessing. And have you seen higher deliverability rates since you've been approved and kind of dealt with all that situation? Because that's what I assume happens is like once you're approved and you're past the regulation part of it and you're set up, it should improve your text and deliverability. Have you seen anything like that?
Yeah. I was shocked. My deliverability was at 100%, and I
Whoa.
was just like, because I've never seen 100%. Usually it's like
Whoa.
85, 90, you know, and I'm just like, okay. I was okay with 85. Anything below 80, 85, I used to be like, whoa, something's going on. But when Rich got me right and it was saying 100%, 98%, I was just like, shit, I don't know. You know, I got 100% success, you know, so it's still working, still actively doing it. I did have to cut down the amount of messages I was sending per day so I don't want to, you know, I don't want to mess it up again. So I just cut it off to like 1,000 a day.
Yeah.
I haven't went above that as of yet with, you know, I have a lot of numbers. So maybe I'll try it, maybe I won't, but and the thing is, I wasn't texting people on weekends. I was sending out like 3,000 messages a day. So too much for Twilio, whatever you want to call it. So I brought it down to 1,000 a day. And now people are just going to get texts from me while they're in church. I'm sorry. You know, that's the best I can do. I'm sorry.
So yeah, 100% deliverability is not a small that's not a small like that's a big ROI, like deliverability, response rate. I'm sure it all went through the roof. That's huge. That's
yeah,
huge.
that is true. Because I'm just so used to seeing it in my brothers. Like I never ask him what's his I'll check after this call. I'm curious now because I used to when it fails, but once it started going through, I stopped really looking because I've been busy. But now that I think about it, I should look into that.
No, and that's such a huge factor. So if you once you do get approved, you should get better deliverability, better response rate, and hopefully more deals, more business as a whole,
Yeah.
because you didn't went through the proper channels.
Yeah, I did notice our AT&T what do you call it trust rate has increased over the months as
Oh,
we
nice.
market as well. Because when you're even DeAndre's as well, because I've been monitoring his account, I have noticed their trust rate have increased to like now he's at a 55, I believe. So that's good, and the limit market has increased. So from being properly opt-in, that would build trust with the carrier as well.
So can you talk about a little bit what a trust rate is and what it means?
So pretty much it's when you're sending out message, the more messages sent out over time, the more the carrier knows that you're a legit company. So when you first make you set up your let's say you set up your Twilio account or even your Lead Connector account or your first HiveMind account, as your message start going, it doesn't really build the trust rate with the carrier as fast as I would say the first 2-3 months. But once you start sending over 10,000, 15,000 messages, and you're engaging with your clients, and that increase your trust rate, from my knowledge.
So it seems like it's this is one of those things where like it's not really like set what it is or how it works, but it seems like it's one of those things where like you probably start out at a low level and then over time, if you don't get caught as spam or potentially spamming or hitting people up the wrong way or text people that
Even the spam, I think, because the same account my brother used was suspended. I unsuspended the account, and that increased the trust rate apparently, because the trust rate just kept going up, because the longer you have the account, the longer it's been active, the longer the trust rate goes. It's like the lifespan of the account almost, I would say.
Hey, Rich, can I
Yeah.
ask you a little bit about what you're doing right now, like in your other businesses? Because I love the mindset. I love where you're at, what you're doing with technology, 100% deliverability. I'm over here too, like, really? That's amazing, dude. So you're a real estate investor, like how did you end up doing what you're doing now? Because I think a lot of people in this room, maybe they don't even know what some of the things you're saying and some of the words you're using, because even myself, I'm like, huh, what do you say, huh? So are you
Yeah.
investing yourself right now?
Yeah, so I'll tell you a little bit about my investing career. So I work with my brother. My brother owns an investment firm here in South Florida with his business partner. I started working with my brother around 2019, 2020, around then, and really before then, but I was heavily involved around that time because he wanted me to build his system like Podio and his CRM, Lead Sherpa, all these little, customer relationship management we're using before. But he felt like I was the perfect guy for it because before I was an audio engineer, and as an audio engineer, I like to solve things, and I always did. And I started working with him doing that, and from there I start closing deals with him because I had to get on the cold call and make offers, just little things. And from little things, they add up over time. And now here I am doing the same thing, but helping you guys this time.
You mind if I ask how old you are?
I'm 28 years old.
You guys are killing it, man. Young guys are
Yeah.
doing amazing things. Yeah, because if you can combine the technology parts, look what like kids did with like TikTok and all that, right? Where they took like something as big as media and Hollywood and entertainment, and they commanded that space, right? And these are young kids, dude, in Hollywood's like, what the hell just happened? So that's cool,
Yeah,
man.
TikTok is fun.
Yeah,
Very
hey, I wanted to
effective.
show, just kind of back up kind of what he's saying a little bit. So just to show everybody real quick. So right, well, this is a campaign in progress, but right here, 96% success rate, and then 100%, which is unheard of, right? Another 100%, 98, whatever the campaign. I got to look for it. Some of these are bulk uploads, but the campaigns are like 95, 100%. They're like, it's crazy. Like this, 26 out of 26, 77 out of 26. So this stuff is real. Like I'm saying these campaigns, they're going out, and this is just the amount of messages. I sent 2,600, all of them were delivered. This is all recent stuff. So I just want to back up what I'm saying about Ritch and actually show you. So I mean, it doesn't get more realistic than that,
That's crazy, man. Congrats to both of you. Congrats, Ritch. That's super dope. You mean there's always a way to hack the system, right? And sometimes it's playing by the rules.
Yeah.
So what you're doing on your end is all split testing and just trying until you kind of crack the code. So
Yeah.
that's amazing, man. It seems like it takes an engineer's brain to do that. We notice that when engineers get in real estate, they tend to do really well.
Yeah.
Get your Mike Novaks, and those kinds of guys where their brain just works.
Yeah, that's true. Because that's if you're an engineer, you like to solve problems. That's just how it doesn't matter what engineer you are, civil, audio, technical, electrical, it doesn't matter what engineer, you just solve problems.
If you gave me a room full of rookies, like 1,000 rookies, and you said, hey, who's going to make it? I would be like, can all of the engineers please raise your hand? All those guys are on my team. That's killer, man. It's always playing the game.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So if anyone like a service from me, they can always send a ticket to my company. It's at SoftLink IQ. I'll just put it in the group chat, in the chat right here. And then they can look it up and send me a ticket, and I'll just go one by one and solve their problem if they have any issue that they would like me to solve. And currently, right now, I'm learning how to reverse engineer this work I did with a group of engineers, a group of coders in my Podio. So once I learn how to reverse engineer that work efficiently, I'll probably be able to provide more service. That's where I'm at now.
Okay. So I really want to reiterate, don't be afraid of regulation, just adapt. You don't necessarily have to follow all the stuff you're submitting as of now. We'll find out more in the future. But today, you just have to follow the certain parameters of your.
Just follow the regulation.
Just follow the regulation. Not that you follow it on 100%. You just have to have it there, which is funny to me. just funny to me. So
Just have it there. Yeah, just have it there. You know, just do your research. Uh, submit your what do you call it? Your A2P10 DLC paperwork, but
Yep.
just make sure you just put what they want you to put without extra stuff. You know, don't mention offer, buying. These words triggers something I noticed, and they don't approve it. And also another trick in your list, make sure you scrub your list very well. You don't want to reach out to landline and numbers that are not available. That right there would flag your account really fast, I noticed.
So let's cover that a little bit. So most people pull a list, scrub it against the DNC. Make sure you don't text the landlines.
Yeah.
I talk about this all the time, but it's one of the funny things. People are like, "Oh, I text this number and it's not working," and I'm like, "Dude, it says landline right there. Like, of course it's not gonna work."
Yeah, you got to scrub that out, man. That's bad. That's bad because when you text,
or at least tag it at minimum.
yeah,
You're
at
texting
least.
a SMS and you're calling the landline. So it's such a key thing. So data management, who you list, make sure you, whenever you're submitting, make sure you have all that stuff set up. But data management, don't make sure to pull a list. DNC, you recommend DNC. And then I will talk about this a little bit too. Keywords not to text because they potentially seen as spamming. So you can name a few and I'll name a few. But
Yeah,
I'm sure you probably know a lot.
interested.
Interested.
Properties like offer. Quote is better than offer. I would use quote instead of offer. And would you like the quote for your parcel? Sounds better than would you like an offer for your property? Because the offer for your property automatically rings spam for the carriers.
Don't send a link in your first message.
Don't send a link. Yeah, don't send the link because that right there would ring the flag because that's scam. And what else?
Don't talk about COVID.
Yeah, don't talk about
Don't talk about COVID.
Don't talk about COVID. Yeah, don't. I didn't know about that. I never talked about COVID. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. I'm sure.
Yeah, and
there's a lot of. I think there's even a list somewhere online. I'll have to find it, but maybe we'll put it in the resources in this video. But there's a lot of things that you could do to prevent stuff from happening. I think all this is like you can hand somebody the tools and everything else, but if they don't know how to use it, they're gonna still hurt themselves in some way.
Well, sometimes you need someone to build the house with the tools. You know, that's where someone like me comes in.
I gotcha. Anything else, Anthony, you want to cover, or any last questions? Anybody have any questions in the chat before we end it?
Yeah, we can have some time for a Q&A. So if you're experiencing real world, unsuccessful messages, regulations, stuff like that, you can ask, put it in the chat or ask.
Yeah. If you have any questions below, now is the time to ask them, or else we will end it. Like I said, we had a lot of good input. We covered A to Z. If you want the recording, I'll probably post this on YouTube, and I'll put it live probably tomorrow, just so everybody has it. They can review it again if they want to see it.
Hey, Rich, I got one last question, man. If nobody has anything. What kind of other products and services do you offer? So I know you specialize in this particularly because you've done an amazing job with Dre. Do you have other services you would like to share with everybody that you would like people to reach out to you for? Like, it sounds like you can do a lot of cool things.
Yeah, other than I provide automation integration for CRM. And also I'm working on the IQ services. The IQ services will be me and other group of technical support crew you can reach out to that would help you with your CRM if you have any problem. And also we do campaign workflows. I can build your campaign workflows that's automated if you would like, that can send out messages for you in automated. You can automate the days you would like. If you want to send your message every 3 days, 2 days, that's your obligation, then yeah, I'll set that up for you. I do that. And also I can set up your go high level with your Podio once again, because I'm familiar with that. So those are the services I provided that I will planning on provide in near the future. Mainly I'm focusing on the IQ services where I can provide technical support anytime to anyone who would like the services.
So Jennifer Sansone in the chat says, how do I fix my template? Apparently I was told that I have an error on it.
Which template?
I'm guessing it's an SMS template. It's probably through the SMS example template. Yep. That's what she said,
Yes, she said yes. Is she getting an error on her SMS template? Is it an automation template?
Because you have to submit what type of template you're sending in, as far as what message you're sending, what type of messages you're sending. So I think she's getting an SMS error on that.
Option, or maybe is there's another option to opt out? Yes, to automate template. Oh, I'll take a look. Tell her I'll take a look at it. And I think she's talking about the automation template. I think she might have used the wrong field somewhere somehow. That's causing an error.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's a little hard to answer on here. And
Yeah. I have to look at it, but I think there's maybe some field error. Like, when there's something that says contact field, contact that name, let's say there's a misspelling around there or something, maybe that could cause an error.
Ryan asks, is including an opt-in against the regulations? Example, say yes for a quote.
Yes for a quote.
So like and I think he's doing for like I use this for like inbound automation. So people can require certain keywords to enter into our system. So it sounds like if you have like a social media post, say yes for a quote if you're a roofer or something.
That's an opt-in. If you use a social media marketing for everyone to say yes, and then you can send them SMS. That's the opt-in. That's a great way to use a social media marketing tool to send out SMS. Yeah.
And is there another option for opt out or must reply no?
Opt out. They can opt out by stop. You can reply stop, unsubscribe. Yeah, stop, unsubscribe are most popular opt out. I know.
I use end like text end to quit.
Yeah, text end.
I haven't had no issue with that.
I use a random one. I just say banana.
Yeah, I used to, but then one of my brother account got flagged, and then I was talking to the Tulio. I don't know how I managed to talk to them. It was like 2 a.m. in the morning or something, because they're in India, I believe. So we were communicating, and he said I can't use that word because it's against their policy. And I was like, oh, I didn't know. But I was using Apple. That was clever. I was using Apple to opt out because the less stop, it was lower opt out rate, and a soft opt out would work. And Apple was a soft opt out, and they didn't want that. They didn't want that.
I guess I'll have to update mine because mine's still banana.
It's still bananas. Wow, that's the thing about this. I noticed some things work for others, but it doesn't work for someone else. But
so for everybody listening, he was talking about a soft opt out. So stop, unsubscribe are hard opt outs. So in order to affect your opt out rate, I would create my own keyword as a soft opt out. That way I can opt out now on my SMS without having to flag as a hard opt out.
Yeah.
So
it wouldn't increase your rate, your opt out rate at all.
So you might be able to do that with potential opt out words that aren't stop or unsubscribe. So I like Dre's end. I'm gonna have to switch to that one. To make it like a soft opt out, but it's still finite as it's still a stop, unsubscribe.
Stop, unsubscribe, yeah.
And another thing, I thought that putting the opt out text in to quit was gonna kind of affect my deal flow and things of that nature. But honestly, when somebody's interested and they want to offer, they still ask for offers. They still text back, like, you know what I mean? So it hasn't really affected my deal flow, things of that nature. I have like 16 deals on the contract, you know what I mean, for the month of August. So if the text to end to quit was really affecting me that much, then I wouldn't have 16 deals. I'll have like 8, maybe 5. And I'm like, okay, something's going wrong. But, you know, around me having around that much in escrow, like those amount of deals is pretty healthy. But if it dropped like way, I kind of experienced the lower numbers as we get closer to the holidays, like Christmas and stuff, because buyers start slowing down and people worry about gifts. But at a time like this, where the market's on fire, these builders are hitting me up like crazy. You know, it's supposed to be that way. So it hasn't really affected. If someone's going to sell, they're going to sell. If they're not going to sell, they're not. And it's for the people who they don't give you the hard answer, like yes or no, they say not right now, stuff like that. I still put them on follow-up. So even when they see text in to quit, they could have still put in, but they still said not right now. So they go into follow-up automatically. So it hasn't really, from what I see, it hasn't really affected my text as far as like the people, just from my experience.
Gotcha. No, that's dope. Good questions, guys. Good questions. So soft opt out. I'm gonna have to use end to switch that up. And this is where like this is why we do stuff like this as a whole. We network with other people that are doing in the system, and you learn new things. Rich is teaching me stuff. Dre's teaching me stuff. I hope you all learn stuff on this call as a whole. And I think as a whole, don't be afraid of regulation. Some people are gonna totally quit and use direct mail or cold calling or totally switch. So if you just adapt to it, and you might the competition may sift away. May sift us away. Any other final questions? Good questions in the chat too, for everybody there. Is HiveMind using AI similar to what iReply does? Yes, it does.
What do you call it? ChatGPT, correct?
Yep. You have integration
I'm
with
learning
ChatGPT?
how to use that in the workflow.
Yeah, I am too right now. We'll probably come up with more videos about that. Coming soon.
It's so new, man.
It's such a developing thing. It's so new. You have to. There's a lot of updates with this. I'm kind of like waiting for more stuff to come out about it. That way I can make a video about it and kind of update it as it goes. But it seems like I have to make an update video like every week because there's so much.
I'll play around with it, create my test dummy, like just test marketing around with our system, see if it works. So far, I hasn't really succeeded at anything yet because I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. But once I figure it out, I'll figure something out.
We might have to bring you back to cover how to use AI.
I want to add in about the AI stuff. So I'm not using AI directly into the marketing and stuff, but somebody in my land community, Kyle Scott, he told me about Open AI, whatever. And I actually use the AI to create text templates and stuff like that. So if you put in AI, make an offer or make something without using the word offer or without using the word interested, and then AI will spit out a whole bunch of text templates, and they'll make it make sense for you without the keywords that you want to use. And I'm just like, yo, this AI, this stuff is sick, So
ChatGPT, right?
ChatGPT. OpenAI.com is what it is, free. I can't believe it's free.
Yeah, it's free. I use it for my YouTube title, so I'll probably go on ChatGPT and think of a YouTube title for this.
Oh yeah, exactly. And it creates a whole title for you. It creates the templates. I'm like, write me a paragraph on ants. It'll write you like a 5-page paragraph. I'm like, yo, this is nuts.
So don't be afraid of changing. And this is I want to recommend. We'll kind of pivot a little bit into AI, and I think we'll probably end it. But I think there's a lot of new technology coming out, and a lot of people are afraid of it or don't want to understand how to use it. Just by you messing with it and you watching videos about it and even testing with it in some way, it gives you the upper hand. So what Dre said right now is huge. Using AI to write text templates without keywords that will potentially flagging. That is huge. You know how hard it is to think of a message without using keywords? I mean, the brain power of that in my personal brain is annoying because I've done it before. And so if you can use AI to create text templates without using your own brain power, I mean, I'm all for that. So you should definitely utilize the tools and resources out there that are free and cheap to help you be more effective and more efficient as a whole.
Hey, wherever you guys find this video, whenever you find it, if you comment below and you want to see this same panel meet up again at a future meeting live, comment below the video, and maybe we'll put our heads together again and make some magic happen. I'm really excited about where this is headed.
Yep. And like I said, I hope you all enjoyed it too. Go like, share, subscribe, go see it. Check out Rich's link in the bio or below this video. Please go check it out. Thanks, Dre, for coming in and helping us out with this one. And of course, Anthony, thanks for joining us. For everybody here, don't be afraid to change. Just adapt to it and make business work, make it work for you, man. Go make some money. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, gentlemen. Good to see you, Dre.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.